Hey everyone, Uriah Kaiser, founder and publisher of Potomac Local News, here with you on this Sunday, February 8th. An unusual Sunday video, but nonetheless, there's a lot of news going on, and that is why we are here with you today. In this video, we're going to be talking about a firehouse primary in Woodbridge that happened yesterday, Saturday, February 7th, and we're still waiting on the results. It's the Woodbridge District Supervisors race. All of about 500 votes, we're told, were in this race here, and we're in this election, and we're still waiting on a result. There has been a recount. We'll get into that here in a second. We're also going to talk about the boiled water advisory that was issued yesterday for Prince William County residents and still active today, what that's all about, and why and we're still waiting to hear from one of the two water companies involved in this. We're also going to talk about monks, right? Monks have been moving through our region since this past Friday, and they are now through both the Fredericksburg region and Prince William County. They've moved on to Fairfax, and we'll recap some of what we saw yesterday in Prince William County as the March for Peace continued through our region and now is out of our region. And then we're going to get into the Manassas City Council meeting for Monday night, and a proposal for low-income housing that would replace the city's old DMV. So we will get into that here in a second. But we start with the Woodbridge District Supervisor over here at PotomacLocal.com. We have this exclusively. We were the first to report this on Saturday night. The sources, we're hearing that Muhammed Casim narrowly defeated Pamela Montgomery in the Democratic Caucus to select a nominee for the Woodbridge District seat on the Prince William Board of County Supervisors. So this looks to be about the margin of about 30 votes. Casim received approximately 288 votes to Montgomery's roughly 258, a margin of about 30 votes. The Prince William County Democratic Committee has not yet released official results or certified the outcome. And that is what has got people talking, especially on Twitter or X. Sorry, I'll never stop calling it Twitter. But on X, it's got people talking. So before I get to that, the rumor mill, I will tell you, soon, as I posted this article Saturday night on February 7th, I got a call from the Democratic Committee saying that they are doing a recount on this. That was about 10 o'clock Saturday, February 7th. Right now, it's about 11:30 on Sunday, February 8th, and we are still waiting on the results of this recount here, this firehouse primary to get about 500 votes. So looking at this, one wonders, why it's taking so long to recount these 500 votes and to where these votes might be and where we are in the process. I have called the Democratic Committee this morning to get comment on this. I have not heard back. I've not received any phone calls back or any texts back from the Democratic Committee, which is running this party election. This is a partisan election for Democrats who come in and sign a pledge that they will vote Democrat and be a Democrat in good standing. And so this election, firehouse primary caucus is what they called it, occurred on February 7th in Woodbridge. And it's all coming after the departure of former Woodbridge District Supervisor Margaret Franklin, who served in that role from 2020 up until January of 2026, this past month, when she was elected to the Virginia House of Delegates for the 23rd District, replacing former Delegate Candy Munden King, who is now working for newly elected governor, sworn-in governor, Abigail Spanberger. Okay, got all that? So Montgomery, Casim, there are the Democrat candidates. We'll get to there's another candidate, Republican, by the name of Jeannie LaCroix. We'll get into that in a minute. But Casim and Montgomery are the candidates here in the Democratic race for this seat. Franklin is a Democrat. So Democrats have held this seat for years, going well back beyond Margaret Franklin, who was elected in 2019 and sworn in 2020. Frank Principe held this seat from the aughts through the mid 2000s through 2019 when he stepped off the board, and he was the Woodbridge District Supervisor for years, and also a Democrat. So who are these people, right? So you might be asking, who are these people who are running? So Pam Montgomery, here's her Facebook page right here. She was Margaret Franklin's chief of staff at their district office there in Woodbridge in Prince William County. And what she did is, the district supervisors in Prince William County have multiple staff members who work in their office to not only help the supervisor stay focused on what issues are occurring locally and help prepare the supervisor for the meeting, but also handle constituent services, right? Questions about properties and neighborhoods and law enforcement and code enforcement and just right down to right now, there's still snow on the ground from a storm we had January 25th, getting the snow plowed and cleared from the streets. So Pam Montgomery is chief of staff for Supervisor Margaret Franklin. And as far as I know, is still working in that role in that office, despite there not being a supervisor sitting in that office. I believe Montgomery is still employed, taking care of citizen constituent services there while this process to elect a new supervisor occurs on March 10th. That is the date in which the special election will be held to select the new supervisor for the Woodbridge District. And so Montgomery has been in this role for years. Insiders tell me that it is generally thought to be her seat, and that is because she has been under Franklin in the community, working as a county employee in this office, and many thought she would sail into easy victory on this seat. And that's why this news that we broke last night about Casim beating her out by 5%, unofficially, of course, that we've not had that confirmed by the party, but this came as a surprise to many who see this as an upset if these numbers hold in this election. Casim he's new around here, right? He's a new face. He's not held political office here locally. And I don't believe, based upon the research that I've done on him, I don't believe he has held political office. He works in the IT field. He first threw his name in the hat in December for the special election for the 23rd House of Delegates seat, 23rd district seat that Margaret Franklin won. So he faced Franklin in one of these similar party caucuses, party elections, and then Margaret Franklin beat him and then went on to win the seat against the Republican challenger who stepped up to run in that race. That election happened in December. And I'm sorry, that happened in January, and Margaret Franklin then went down to Richmond to serve in the General Assembly and resigned from the Board of County Supervisors shortly thereafter. So many see this as an upset. We're still waiting to hear exactly what happened with this race here. And again, as I said earlier, people on Twitter are speculating as to why this is taking so long. Some people on Twitter, they're saying X. That Montgomery is demanding a recount on she's the one pushing for the recount. We do know, in fact, there is a recount going on, and it would make sense that she would be pushing for the recount because she, at this point, based upon the information that we've reported, came up short in this firehouse primary party election. So we'll stay on that, let you know what's going on. Very interesting. All this to say that whoever wins this race, this party caucus, will go on to face Janine LaCroix. Let me get that pronunciation right. She's the Republican nominee for the Woodbridge District Board of Supervisors. There's her page right here at PotomacLocal.com. We've been covering this. This is Jeannie's photo. She was selected by the Prince William County Republican Committee. LaCroix is a longtime Woodbridge resident and local business owner. Previously ran for Board of County Supervisors back in 2023. against Margaret Franklin, who went on to win that election. Franklin was reelected to the board in 23 and then was sworn in for her second term in 24. LaCroix emphasized protecting property values, maintaining affordability, and opposing proposed tax increases. She said her focus is on fiscal oversight and preserving the character and stability of Woodbridge. So that's LaCroix. She is locked in as the Republican candidate for the March 10th special election for this Woodbridge District Supervisors seat. And this it's the interesting one because, as I said, it's been years since a Republican has held this seat, and the eastern side of Prince William County, the Route 1 corridor, 95 corridor, is seen to be a very deep blue voter base in the county. Not the entire county especially is pretty much deep blue these days, but the western side tends to vote more moderate or even Republican at some point. It's during some elections, so we'll see if people are wanting a change and wanting to get out and vote in this March 10th election. We'll cover that. Of course, you could follow more on this at potomaclocal.com for more local election coverage. All right, getting on to our next story is the monks that moved through our area. They moved through Prince William County yesterday after traveling north out of Stafford and the Fredericksburg region, moving north into Prince William on Saturday, February 7th. And they were moving through the region while we were experiencing bitter cold temperatures. I mean, we're talking temperatures in the highs in the teens. The feels like temperature, 0. And right now, as of Sunday, February 8th, it hasn't really gotten much better. It is still bitterly cold. We are experiencing some of the most bitterly cold temperatures we have not seen in our area since 1994, according to the National Weather Service. But before I go off on a tangent on weather, let's talk about the walkthrough here. Here are the monks, about 19 monks making a 2,300-mile trek from Texas to Washington, D.C. on a march for peace. They stopped here. This looks to be the Garfield District Station, the what Prince William County Police call the Eastern District Station in Woodbridge, as they were moving up through Prince William County. It looks to be pictured here with some Prince William County police officers. They spent the day. They woke up. They spent the night at the Hilton Garden Inn in Woodbridge last night. They woke up this morning and started to move up again through Prince William County. Looks like they started at 9 a.m. Looks like they started this morning. This is the Prince William County Police website. And they've been great. Prince William Police have been great about posting the walk and just letting people know where they are. Of course, they're telling people not to chase them, not to, interfere with the march. These monks have had a police escort in just about every jurisdiction they've been through. And there have been thousands of people to come out and greet them. Potomac Local, our reporter, Mike Salmon, was in Fredericksburg City on Friday as they moved through our area Friday, February 6th, moving through the area, and sent pictures of thousands of people there. And of course, we saw pictures yesterday from the live stream happening from the monks on Facebook, greeted by thousands more people who lined the streets in Prince William County, Route 1 especially, through Dumfries and on to greet the monks. So it looks like they got their start this morning at 8 a.m. They walked up through Route 1, Richmond Highway. About 8:30, they passed Marumsco Plaza, and by 9 o'clock, they were out of Prince William County and on to onto Fairfax County, across the Occoquan River into Fairfax County. Here's a picture from Dumfries Mayor Derek Wood's Facebook page. It looks like yesterday, Dumfries, they presented the monks with a plaque. Mayor Derek Wood say some moments call for community to pause. Today, Dumfries paused as peace walked our way. It was an honor to join the town council in presenting a proclamation to Venerable Panya Kara and participants in the Walk for Peace as they continued their journey along Route 1. On a cold and windy day, our town served as a place of warmth, rest, and reflection, a reminder that peace is not merely hoped for, it is practiced step by deliberate step. Mayor Derek Wood posting that on the Saturday, February 7th, 2026. So it was cool to see the monks come through the area. That was fantastic. It really was interesting to it was great to see the community come out in the cold, nonetheless. It's snowing even on Friday afternoon. It was snowing most of the day, and yet still people travel for miles and stood for hours just to watch the monks come through. I know Saturday evening, I'm looking for that post here. I know Friday evening at the Stafford County Government Center, they actually shut the place down to let me see if I can find that video. They shut down the government center to have a welcoming for the monks. They closed the government center Friday at noon. And the monks didn't get there until about 6 or 7 in the evening. But nonetheless, they shut the place down and they held a commemorative ceremony there and let the monks speak. There is video. Maybe this is it right here. I can share this video with you. Yeah. So here's video of that of the monks speaking. This on the Stafford County website, Facebook page. Share this video here with you. So you can see here they're talking and greeting again. Hundreds of people here in the cold, bundled up in the parking lot of the government center at 1300 Courthouse Road in Stafford County, and just the crowd here, pretty amazing to see that. In again temperatures that have been well below freezing during the day. High temperatures again in the teens and low temperatures at night, dropping down even lower into the single digits, and yet people are still turning out to see these monks as they move through our area on Friday the 6th, and now they're moving on north. They're to their final destination in Washington, D.C. We wish them well and we wish them warmth, and very cool to see that. A story that we were covering on Saturday, February 6th. We're still watching this. A boil water advisory has been issued for portions of Prince William County, Mid-County, and the Dale City area. Several Prince William County neighborhoods remained under boiled water advisories Saturday after 2 separate water utilities reported supply disruptions affecting different parts of the county. We heard from Supervisor Yesley Vega, who took these pictures. Were delivering water to people who did not have water yesterday, who were told to boil water for their safety. So we appreciate the supervisor reaching out to us, calling the media and letting us know about not only the boil water advisory, but what her response was. And there she is taking that water in there. So we've got and the water advisory continues. It is for Carter's Grove, Hoadley Manor Estates, and the Princedale neighborhood near Dale City. All this in Prince William County. It looks like the 48-hour water advisory for issued Saturday remains in effect as crews continue restoration efforts. We're still unclear as to what exactly happened. The county, Prince William County, has been putting out basic information about this in the boiled water advisory. There are 2 systems affected: the Prince William Water, formerly the Service Authority, and Virginia American Water, who provides the water for the Dale City area, so the Princedale neighborhood, while Prince William Water for the Hoadley Estates and Mid-County area. We had heard directly from Virginia Water just before 4 p.m. on Saturday, telling us that their system in the Princedale neighborhood in Dale City, Northern Court, Princedale Drive, Photo Drive, Packard Drive, Penwell Circle, and Orangewood Drive also added to the boil water advisory. They were not in there at first, but they were later added in there as a precaution. And so we heard directly from them and then by way of press release. Interestingly enough, we've not heard from Prince William Water directly. We often get press releases from Prince William Water asking them for us to feature their podcast or their feature information about their water plant, or what fun things they're doing around Prince William Water to be a for their organization. But we have not received an official press release from them to this news organization. So again, we're getting our information from Supervisor Yesley Vega, who is proactively communicating with not only her constituents in her district, but also the media, as well as the Prince William County government Facebook page and other places. The Prince William County government posts information to keep keep residents and people like us informed. Back to Virginia American Water and their press release, they said the advisory would remain in place until further notice, and that required water quality sampling may take up to 72 hours to complete under Virginia Department of Health regulations. So both utilities said customers will notify when advisories are lifted, and maps of the affected areas, flushing instructions, and additional guidance are available on the websites of the utilities, Prince William Water and Virginia American Water. And of course, you can go to our story here, and we will link those. Not only we will link those on our site as well, and in the description of this video, so you can get more information there. Again, more pictures of Supervisor Vega delivering water. She told us she'd deliver about 2 pallets of water to residents on Saturday, February 7th, who are in need of drinking water. And so hard at work there again in the cold. There's been some assumptions that there was a water main break because of the cold. We're still waiting to hear exactly what happened with that. The cold being a story on our next story, the cold continues. We are under a cold wind warning. This notice here from the Quantico Marine Corps base. So beginning at 4 a.m. yesterday, February 7th, through today, Sunday, February 8th, Quantico is telling its folks expect dangerously cold wind chills at or lower than 10 degrees below zero. Additionally, there is a high wind warning for 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So Quantico telling its Marines and families, keep pets indoors, watch for falling debris and tree limbs, secure items outside your home, and check on older family, friends, and neighbors, and ensure portable heaters are used correctly. So weather being the story here, I'm going to go and open up go to the National Weather Service and just pull up their page and just go over exactly what they are saying. I'm going to go down here to our forecasters discussion. And so this morning, Sunday, February 8th, they're telling us no changes were made to the forecast. They will be evaluating the need for any cold weather headlines for tonight or perhaps into the afternoon. The key messages from the Weather Service remain: very cold and blustery conditions continue through this morning, followed by moderating temperatures through midweek. And I think that's the good news. It's going to get warmer. And when I say warmer, it's relative, right? I mean, I think we're expecting temperatures that may get into the 40s, possibly the low 50s. And based upon what we're experiencing now, the weather we have outside now, that's going to be a heat wave, right? So multiple short waves. This is weather speak, by the way. I'm reading directly from the Weather Service page, but multiple short waves may bring a chance of wintry precipitation during the mid to late week period. So right now, very cold and blustery conditions continue through this morning, followed by moderating temperatures. The wind has also been an issue. Gusty winds, cold temperatures continue. Extreme cold warnings and cold weather advisories are in effect. Those are rare, and they are in effect. As winds diminish through the day, wind chills will stay above zero throughout the afternoon for much of the forecast area, with the exception being the Alleghenies. Cold temperatures continue tonight, although reduced winds lead to lead to wind chills likely staying above advisory criteria for much of the area. So may not see some wind chill advisories tonight. Gusty winds linger in the Maryland area. Surface high pressure builds in mid-Atlantic today, Monday, with moderating temperatures, light winds expected. High temperatures on Monday will be in the 30s for most of the higher elevations, staying in the 20s in the mountains and the higher elevations. So 30s for most of the area, 20s you go out west to the mountains. Wind shift Tuesday, bringing with warm air. I'd like to hear that. For high temperatures to the 50s. Wow, that's cool. 50 degrees. And again, based on temperatures that feels like 0 or below 50, it's a practical heat wave. Can't wait to see that. So cool. Further north, temperatures take longer to warm up, with the highs along north of I-66 rising into the upper 30s to 40s. The uncertainty remains regarding high temperatures forecast on Tuesday and just how much temps warm in the northern half of the forecast area. However, high temperatures on Tuesday will range from the mid-50s to the mid-30s across the area, with short temperature gradient over the forecast area. Another key message the Weather Service is saying there may be a chance for wintry precipitation mid to late week. The next pattern shift occurs during the middle to latter portions of the week. An upper trough initially crossing south central Canada evolves into a low across southern Ontario by early Wednesday. So depending upon the degree and placement of the forcing, some light precipitation likely overspreads the area. Our area here locally in Northern Virginia, with residual cold air left in place. A brief rain snow mix will be possible in the mountains. However, the guidance has trended drier and a northwesterly flow begins to scour out moisture. This solution may fluctuate in subsequent model runs. However, even if models back it up, profiles would support rain as the dominant precipitation type. So summarizing there, maybe snow, likely rain. Right. Looking ahead toward late week and into the next weekend, so we'll keep about low end probabilities 15 to 25% for precipitation in the forecast. As temperatures cool through the midweek, some of this could be comprised of rain snow mix. The overall surface pattern does show high pressure building in from the Great Lakes, while away frontal zone arcs along the southern U.S. So it's uncertain. Definitely weather-wise, looking forward to 50 degrees on Tuesday. Let's hope we get there, because we can definitely use the warming up and the melting away of some of this ice that has been persistently, stubbornly on the ground. Want to get rid of that. So stay tuned for that. Finally, we're going to Manassas, where the city council will hold its first meeting since that winter storm we had on January 25th. Of course, school closures for more than a week and canceled several local government meetings, including a meeting for the Manassas City Council, which was rescheduled for tomorrow, Monday, February 9th. So this next story is about that meeting, where they will take action on a proposed low-income housing project at the former DMV site after canceling its January 26th 2026 meeting. The proposal will now move to the council's February 9th meeting. As I said, this story here, potomaclocal.com, where members are expected to resume consideration of selling city-owned land for the development. So what has happened here is that the city council is considering selling its the land and building on which the Motor Department of Vehicles sat at Godwin Drive and Gateway Boulevard. You'll remember this. This is the building right here, and for years it served as a DMV location. When the DMV the city owns the building, it rented out the building to the DMV, and when that rent agreement expired, The DMV moved out of Manassas City and relocated up at the Battlefield Shopping Center just off I-66 and Sedley Road in Prince William County near Manassas. And this building was later used as office space for the city. I believe it was a payment center that city residents could come and make payments for utility bills and so forth. And now it's closed. Now there's nothing in there because the city hall was remodeled. And once the remodel at City Hall was done, I believe the payment center and everything in that building moved to the either City Hall or the newly built police station, the public safety center on Grand Avenue. So that the old DMV building now empty. And so what they're considering here is conveying this, selling this land to 3 acres of land, including the 10,000, about 11,000 square foot office building, which would be demolished as part of this deal. The property is part of a broader Landing at Cannon Branch redevelopment area. Good Housing Virginia, LLC, is proposing to build a 4-story residential building with about 100 apartments. The city discussions have described the project as affordable, attainable, or workforce housing. And that's always the interesting part here. They're always coming up with new words to describe this. You know, we used to call this low income housing, then it was affordable housing. Now the new buzzword is attainable housing. Whatever you want to call it, it will be for people who are making below the median income in the region. And still, we're still talking $60,000, $70,000 a year to be able to qualify, because that is the that is between 40 and 70% of the area median income. So still, it's up there. It's even in low income housing, to live in this area is still very expensive. The development is expected to include a mix of 1 and 2 bedroom units. Based on earlier council materials and reporting, the project carries an estimated $35 million cost. And the developer has proposed purchasing the city-owned land for about $3 million under a formal purchase and sale agreement. The city council previously took action on December 8th when it held an advertised public hearing. That ordinance authorizes conveyance of the property and declares the sale. So what we heard at that public meeting is, yes, we heard support for public housing, low-income housing. But this would not be public housing. This is not going to be run by the city. This is going to be a private nonprofit organization that would run this. So this is low-income housing. You heard from a mix of people who say, yes, we need more of that. We want teachers and police officers and firefighters to be able to live where they work and not have to commute from outside of the city to live in to work in Manassas. So they want to live there. But you also heard from people who live at the Landing and Cannon Branch. And what this development is, it's a mix of homes and office buildings, and there's some retail there and some doctor's offices. There's a hotel there, a True by Hilton, and I believe there's another one on the way that will be built there, and the name of that new hotel escapes me. And then you have the old DMV building that's sitting the vacant there now. When this project was pitched about 10 years ago, it was going to be anchored by the Heritage Brewery, a massive heritage brewery site where they would not only produce beer, but it would also be a gathering place for the community where they would come and hang out and not only drink beer, but be able to have food and play games and the things that you see at other breweries in the region. At that point, Governor Terry McAuliffe came up and did a groundbreaking for the event. It was a big deal. It was really well attended, and at the end of the day, the whole deal fell through. The brewery never materialized. Heritage, the then owners sold the brewery, and now, as of here recently, I believe in January, the current owners of Heritage Brewery in the city of Manassas, closer to downtown Manassas, they announced they will actually, unfortunately, they'll be closing that location. So back at Landing Branch, the brewery never materialized, and now you have people saying, "Hey, listen, we bought here because it was sold to us as a destination, a live, work, and play type of thing." And so far, 10 years in, it's not materialized. And here you are now talking about bringing in, putting in lower income housing, and that is, it's not the neighborhood that we were sold. So that is what we're hearing from residents who went to the city council hearing back in December. Again, some for, some against. Those are the stories. So we'll be listening for that and covering that as well. Do check back with us also, PotomacLocal.com. We've got follow-up on, we've got ongoing coverage of Prince William County School Board, their cancellation of the 14th high school. This project long in the works to build a 14th high school, we were told was going to alleviate overcrowding in other schools. Now, as if overnight everything has changed, the school division expects to see fewer students. They're about to lose, could lose as many as 3,000 students. Actually, I'm sorry, 10,000 students, up to 10,000 students over the next 10 years. And so now the push becomes, after the high school has been canceled, now the talk about redistricting and moving students around to occupy the seats they already have, and then possibly do some pre-K, potentially closing some elementary schools that currently have students in them, move those students to other buildings. One of those schools could be Potomac View Elementary in Woodbridge. And so a lot of talk about that, about the future of public education and where and the declining birth rate and population of the just fewer children. Families are having fewer children, and the people who are moving in to the region, they don't have children. So just because I think that what we've been hearing is just because someone buys $1 million home in Prince William County doesn't mean they're bringing a big family with them. It's very interesting to see that. So we'll be watching all that. That is it for this Sunday. Thanks for sticking around. If you have any questions, drop me a line in the comments. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. If you are not already signed up for our free email newsletter, do that now. It's free. Please go to PotomacLocal.com and click on newsletter here at the top, and you can get our free newsletter. It is a great way to stay in the loop and never miss a headline with what's happening locally. Have a great day, folks. Great rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon.